What do you pick? A brand new construction home where you are the very first owner moving into everything sparkling new, or do you pick an older, charming home with lots of character? Speaking as someone who has lived in both, and as a realtor in Kansas City who looks at houses very frequently, I think there's pros and cons to both. I don't know that I could say that there's one that is clearly a winner over another. I'm going to outline for you a couple of the things to consider. First one is probably the thing that comes to your mind first. So, do you want the modern style or do you want something with a little bit more charm and character? Do you want the amenities to be convenient, lots more storage, or are you comfortable with smaller spaces but with ornate details? The big one is maintenance and repairs. Now, this one I think comes with some caveats that sometimes people don't think about, but often you think, okay, brand new, it's going to be sparkling new, you're not going to have to do anything to the house. That was our experience. We really didn't have to do much to our house for 10 years. Or do you move into an older home where maybe things are not as updated? Maybe there's things that actually need fixed. Foundations in Kansas City, that can be a big thing. Roofs, just a roof can need to be replaced on a new house too, but there's generally just more repairs that come into play with an older home. Now, I will say, if an older home's been well maintained, you may move in and not have to do anything for a while. Also, contrarily, the brand new construction, you may have a situation where maybe there's some things that weren't done well in construction and you still have to do it. I would say that's probably more the rarity than the norm, at least here. The other thing is energy efficiency. So have the windows been replaced on an older home? Is there insulation in an older home? So a lot of the new energy efficient codes have elevated that on new construction. So that may be something that is, your bills might be a little less per square foot. New construction. The other thing is neighborhood. So when you move into a brand new construction neighborhood, there's generally, I say generally, a lot of times not very many trees. So it's just brand new development. So you might not have much of that older feel in the neighborhood. In an older neighborhood, you might have really large trees and you might have leaf maintenance and you might have tree limb maintenance and making sure that things are safe. There's a lot of other things to think about, but they're gorgeous and mature trees around are just lovely. Pros and cons with that too. Also thinking about HOAs. So in our area, there are older neighborhoods that have HOAs, but a lot of times they are less managed or maybe not as strict. Whereas new construction, the neighborhoods are often a little bit more regulated. They're more active HOAs that will require you to follow the rules. It also helps property values though. So there's again pros and cons to that. And then just like customization and quirks. When you move into a brand new home, it is a clean slate. A lot of times you have your finishes that you maybe have gotten to choose, but you move into an older home, often there's a history there. There is additions to the home, or there are decor choices. Like there was a story here. So quirks and customizations I think are different, and sometimes people will find that they want to come in and do that, and sometimes it's really nice to come in and say like there's some roots here and there's history. So I see it both ways. I'm curious what other people have said. I did a poll recently and it was really pretty split. There was a little bit more that said charm, but a lot of people said new construction too. So what would you choose? New construction or older and charming?